I'd like to welcome everybody to the Tennessee Valley Interstellar Workshop and go through a few logistics before we actually get started, let everybody get to know each other, give a little bit of background about how this came about and then how we're going to go through today. My name is Les Johnson, for those that I haven't met, and I think I know just most folks here. I do work for NASA at the Marshall Space Flight Center over in Huntsville, but I'm actually not here representing NASA today. This is not a NASA-sponsored workshop. I'm here just taking time off from work to be with friends and have hopefully an interesting day of discussion about something that's always fascinated me, and I know it's near and dear to a lot of folks in the room, and that's interstellar travel. What we've got planned for today is a whole series of presentations. We've got a dinner, a lunch that's going to be brought in to us while we're here, courtesy of the Ultimax Group, who are sponsoring that lunch for today. It's a local company here in town. Some of their products are for sale on the table in the back. In fact, that's how I first met Robert Kennedy years ago, and that's another story to be talked about. We are going to go all day long. Dinner will be on everyone's own. I plan to stay close. I'm sure the locals who live in Oak Ridge can give us some ideas of a good place to go for dinner. And then there will be a late night panel at about 9 o'clock. Kind of a roundtable discussion, kind of a way to finish up the day is what I thought would be a good way to conclude. We do have some very short breaks in the schedule, but not enough. And I know that people are going to want to network and going to want to talk, and all we ask is that if you need a break, don't worry about missing something. Grab a cup of coffee, go out in the hallway and have a conversation and come back in when you can. It'd just be nice if we don't all leave the room and leave a presenter here up by themselves. I think that would be rather depressing to start the day. I also want to mention that we are videotaping the presentations. We have a sign-up sheet that's over here on the side. We would ask that all of the presenters, if you don't mind being on YouTube from your presentation, to sign the release form so that we can post your presentation as a part of the workshop proceedings on YouTube at a later date. If your name's not on the sheet and you don't sign it, we will not post your presentation. So, and it's fine if you don't want it posted, don't sign the sheet. But it would also be nice if you told one of us so that we won't pester you all day long to sign the sheet. That's fine. They're going to be posted just out there for anybody who's interested to see them. I'd like to give just a quick background on the workshop. People have asked me, well, how did this happen? And why isn't this an official AIAA or American Association of Physics workshop? Well, the reason for that is pretty simple, is that we wanted to keep it small and informal, and you'll notice that the exorbitant fee that we charged to be here, I think has enabled a lot of people to be here who otherwise might not have been able to come to one of the workshops. No offense to my colleagues in AIAA or IAA or American Association of Physics or whatever professional organization. Those workshops like this tend to come with $500 to $750 cost. And I was really concerned that we would lose some of the interaction and some of the dialogue and discussion if we tried to professionalize the conference. So you get what you pay for. If you would like to talk about in the future having this be affiliated with some professional organization, we can certainly talk about that. If there is going to be a second Tennessee Valley Interstellar Workshop, we can have that discussion. But we wanted the first one to be somewhat limited in attendance. Folks that we invited who we knew would have an interest, and hopefully get some dialogue and potential collaborations started here. With the schedule that we have, yours truly is going to run a pretty tight ship. Oh yes, very important point. Even though the Ultimax Group is sponsoring the lunch, the last night's opening reception, as well as miscellaneous expenses such as the reproduction of the schedule, the badges, the rental of the large screen here, is all being footed by basically the local organizing committee out of pocket, which is about 4 of us. So donations are encouraged. Please help out a little bit if you can. That's right, that's right. And by the way, I do want to say to Robert, you and Barbara, thank you so much for hosting that reception last night. That was just awesome. Just awesome. Quick background. I'll quickly explain how this all came about. There is an international conference held every about 2 to 3 years in Aosta, Italy, which was held this summer. It's an IAA symposium, so yes, there was an exorbitant fee, wasn't there, right, Claudio? Claudio's with the International Academy of Astronautics, so I have to jab just a little bit. But at this conference, it's one that a few people here in the room have attended. I know Robert was there this year. Paul Gilster has attended in the past. And it is dedicated to ultra-deep space missions and interstellar travel. Some of us, I'm on the technical committee, as is Claudio. And at that workshop this summer, Robert extended the invitation to Claudio to come visit the labs and to visit Oak Ridge. As soon as he did that, we had the brainstorming idea of why don't we take advantage of our visiting expert on SETI and lots of notions of interstellar travel to be the centerpiece and the keynote speaker for this workshop. So the idea for this workshop was born in July while we were in Italy. I know you feel sorry for us in the Alps, thinking about the Tennessee Valley, but that's where this was all born. This was created as an idea of, hey, why don't we have a Geek Fest and talk about interstellar travel with interested folks and our friends. I also think this is a good follow-up opportunity for the DARPA 100-Year Starship Initiative. Several folks were in Orlando for that, and I know that that was a much larger and pretty intense venue. A lot of people here may not have been able to make that. I, for one, was not able to go at the last minute, but I understand it was an awesome time. So that's how this all came about.